MC, this is what you do.
You know what it is, man? It's your boy. Let me holler at you. Check it out.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? What's going on YouTube? Man, shouts out to Callum Smith, man. Shouts out to Callum Smith. Yo, man, I for a split second, man, for a split second, I thought this Callum Smith, super middleweight coming out of UK was in that UK Union Jack protection program, man. I thought he was in the Union Jack protection program. I thought he was being protected, but no sir, man. Because, and the reason I said that because he was supposed to have been fighting like Anthony Durrell, one of the Durrell brothers, right, for that WBC belt, WBC super middleweight belt, and I was kind of rooting for him, you know what I'm saying, to win, because even though Durrell's from America, I would have been happy to see him win too. I got a chance to meet him and whatnot. So, but I wanted to see him versus David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Because David Benavidez was the mandatory. So I was kind of like ticked off. Like where did Callum Smith go? He's supposed to be fighting the dog Durrell, but that's not the case, man. Looks like Callum Smith, man, he bailed out, and he turns out he's in this World Boxing Super Series, man. The World Boxing Super Series, and guess what weight class is that? Man, it's that super middleweight. So you remember the Super 6, right? You remember the Super 6 that put Carl Froch on the map. You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward on the map. Andre Ward ended up becoming like the number one super middleweight and whatnot, and Carl Froch, he became like a UK legend and stuff like that, in super middleweights. And the UK, man, is like synonymous with the super middleweights, man. If you're talking like super middleweight, you guarantee you're gonna have like one of these UK guys, one of the you're gonna have one of these UK guys on your tail for if you got a belt, man. You're gonna have one of the UK's guys knocking at the door, So anyway, long and behold, man, this World Boxing Series, Super Series, it's with it's got the Muhammad Ali trophy and all that other stuff. It's supposed to be under Richard Schaefer. Richard Schaefer supposed to be putting it together. Ring Stars Promotions or whatever like that. But anyway, I go to look at an article and whatnot. I'm on the website. I think I'm gonna leave a link up to the website, man. I'm gonna leave a link up to the website. As far as like David Benavidez, his situation and stuff like that. That's in another video, okay? Cause we talk about Callum Smith and what he's gotta go through, okay? And why he ain't in the and why he's not in the Union Jack protection program, okay? Okay, let me just tell you who's up in this darn tournament. For one, man, you got George Groves and his fellow countryman Jamie Cox. You got Chris Eubanks Jr. versus this Turkish guy. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this dude's name. He's supposed to be pretty good, I guess. And then that's like in the first bracket. So if we're lucky, man, if we're lucky, maybe we see a Jamie Cox upset. Because I seen George Groves fight. I never seen Jamie Cox. So guys, you guys from the UK and whatnot, and you're saying this bollocks that it'll be an upset or something like that. I don't know. George Groves can't claim this is an easy fight, but George Groves, man, he like to talk the talk. Him and James the Chunky DeGale and whatnot. You know how they were going back and back, they old rivals and stuff like that. And Carl Froch, you know how they like to talk junk, you know what I'm saying? They go back and forth. George Groves, after winning his belt, man, at a WBA belt, he that that smack talking came out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was saying he was kind of like trying to scale it back a little bit, but I think he's he's feeling himself again. Nothing wrong with that. Little break in the action. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with George Group. George Groves feeling himself and whatnot. So, but he said like Jamie Cox is an easy out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, long story short, man, you got Chris Eubank Jr. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Confidence himself. And Callum Smith is he's facing this Swedish guy. I think Sweden. Yeah, Sweden ain't Switzerland. Swedish guy's gotten Eric Skoglund or something like that. Eric Skoglund, whatever his dude's name is. Then you got Jürgen Bremer versus the American Rob Brandt. So Rob Brandt is up in there. And then, this is really great for Callum Smith, man, because check this out. I mean, push comes to shove. Let's say he beats, he gets on a 2-fight win streak. Okay? And he loses. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with that, man. Losing to, George Groves or Chris Eubanks. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's not a bad L. You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad L at all. You feel me? Because you're trying to challenge yourself. You're trying to be the number one dude in your backyard. And I'm up for that, man. That's why I like this, man. I like this move what Callum Smith did. Because he's trying to be the man in his backyard. And, man, when you got guys like George Groves, Chris Eubanks, James, Chucky DeGill, you know what I'm saying? You got to, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trying to be like number one. You can't have like 5 number one super middleweights in your own backyard, especially up in the UK, man. It's too much pretend. That's too much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. You know what I'm saying? That's like having like 5 gorillas in a 4x4 cell together. That ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Not in the UK. So, but anyway, man. On top of that, dude, man, it's like, from what I'm reading, man, I don't know where, what's his name got the money from. But, if there ain't no money in UK boxing, there is some in this World Boxing Super Series, because they talking about like a $50 million purse. You know what I'm saying? As far as like in these brackets and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? They got like, they talking $50 million. You know what I'm saying? That's what between how many guys talk about 8 guys and whatnot. I'm pretty sure the purse gets bigger, each stage, you know what I'm saying, as far as, up into the championship. And then you got a little trophy and whatnot. And then you get boosted up in the rankings. Then you got some belts on the line and stuff. So you got some belts and some possible mandatories. And then saying that, not only that he becomes number one, there's a potential of becoming the number one super middleweight. And the number one guy in your backyard, because he gets to clean up his own backyard. Guess what? Guess what the cherry on the topping is, man. So guess what the cherry on the topping is, man. Is not only you get the money and the notoriety and stuff like that for winning this tournament and get skyrocketing in the rankings and stuff like that, but you become the number one mandatory for the WBC super middleweight belt. That's the cherry on the top, man. That's the cherry on the top. So yeah, I and that's why I said, man, I want to see David Benavidez fight, Callum Smith. And guess what? David Benavidez is not even fighting Anthony Jarrell. He's fighting some other guy. I want to say the other guys are like a pushover or anything like that. He's just a unknown commodity. I never heard of this dude or nothing like that. But it's not Anthony the Dog Jarrell. I would have loved to see that fight, but old boy got injured. That's another video, but you heard it here first, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's real good, man. So Callum Smith just might be fighting David Benavidez. If not, David Benavidez is going to be fighting one of these boys, whoever comes out of this World Boxing Super Series. So, and this is good, man. This is good because this is one thing, about these, champions, about these belts and whatnot. It is no rush for the unification all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these guys are hard up for cash. And these are prize fighters, and they fight for these belts and stuff like that. Cause it's supposed to put a little bit more shine on them, man. I mean, you see these guys, they be walking around all these EBU belts and these, you know what I'm saying, intercontinental belts, these Commonwealth belts, all these little Pan American, Asian Pacific, belts and stuff like that. These sanctioned bodies give them in these youth belts, and it makes them feel better about themselves at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, outside the money. And then it's sort of like, they pitched in. I mean, these sanctioned bodies do charge a fee, So, I mean, it is a financial investment. You think it will want a few trophies or something like that. I mean, these guys are taking 4 or 5% of your purse. You get what I'm saying? In order and these sanctioned bodies don't work for free or whatnot, but it's hey, I got a little belt and I'm supposed to be the best guy and whatnot, this regional title and all this other stuff. You got the NABF and NABA and all other stuff like that. But anyway, long story short, yeah, when it comes to these world titles, like the WBC, the IBF, I'm gonna be expecting some of these title holders to defend their stuff a bit before they step it up. You know what I'm saying? As far as the competition outside of a mandatory and stuff like that, to put some money in their pocket. Because, I mean, that's what I would do. Me, myself. But after a couple of fights, you want to see unification fights, and you want to see some killers on a dude's record. At least that's for me. I want to see some killers. And there ain't nobody else there but the champion, another champion, breathing down your neck. And go ahead and make that unification match. But if that champion, man, wants to sit back and make dough for a couple of fights, no more than 5. No more than 5 in my book. You could probably make it 3, depending on who he's fighting. Then we got to see some unification matches, in my opinion. So, Callum Smith, man, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Do your thing. Because that's the fight I want to see. I want to see Callum Smith, young guy versus our young gun, David Benavidez, man. All right, man. Catch you later. Bye.